real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining me wherever you're viewing from. Shout out to the NTZ crew. I see Michael Beach of Life on here, and I'm sure Jacob Tanje will be here if he's not here already. The topic today is what you don't know about your money in the Philippines can cost you. And before we get started, I always like to go over a few things. The exchange rate is 56.18 at 9:30 a.m. Philippines time, which is incredible. I think I saw it at 56.23 earlier in the month. Either way, it's extremely high. Also, this is National Heroes Day here in the Philippines. And I was asked about that earlier, and I'm going to read it because I don't want to mess this up. It says, it's an annual celebration commemorating the unknown and valiant heroes who fought for the freedom and pride of the Philippines from Spain, the USA, and I guess you could put in even the occupation of the Japanese, with people like Jose Rizal, Andres Bonifacio, Emilio Alganado, many others. But we just want to celebrate that today. Also, I want to address the guy. Okay, my 1 minute motivations, guys, these are original. I had to disappoint a guy. He says, he says, this is nice. He said, but you should give credit, for using these sayings, these 1 minute motivations. And I said, I'm sorry, but these are original. And I do give credit whenever I use a quote that's known to be attributed to somebody. But if I use something like, don't let your mouth write a check that your behind can't cash, who can I credit that to? Fred S. He knows who he is. He floats in between being a troll and a supporter. And he says, like I don't really write this stuff. Guys, I write this stuff. It wouldn't do me any good not to. I'm not phony like that. I don't know where you get that from. But anyway, all those are original. And it comes from my life experiences, from things I've read, from out of my 59 years of living. Okay. Now, what I want to talk about today is not so much how to access your money, because we beat that into the ground. But did you know that there's limitations on how you can receive your money and how much? And I'm going to give you an example, and we're going to talk about some things like that. Zoom, for instance, uses 3 different levels. And at each level, there's a maximum amount of money you can spend within a certain period of time. I didn't know that, guys, and a lot of people don't know that. I send Zoom because it's connected to my PayPal. I can't reverse and transfer that to my bank account any other way, so I just use Zoom. Well, one day I tried to send myself some money, withdraw the money out of PayPal. I couldn't do it. And I called Zoom up. They said, yeah, because you hit your limit, Mr. Roach. And I've got it over here. I'll tell you. I was only on level 1 because, hell, I didn't know anything about a level 2 and 3 and all of that. But I'm going to give you the exact numbers. Okay, if you're level 1, it's $2,999 that you can, that's the maximum you can withdraw out in a 24-hour period. A 30-day limit is $6,000. And then a 180-day limit is $9,999. Now raise your hand if you knew that, because a lot of us don't. We think we could just, there's no limit on this stuff. And what I eventually did was have one of my subscribers, I sent him the money, and then he sent it back to me. Western Union, I think, until I was able to get that fixed. And here's how you get it fixed before I go to the next level. Required information. Okay, it says when you send an amount that exceeds your current sending level, you'll be asked to upgrade your account by providing additional information and documents. Okay, sender profile information, social security number or passport, driver's license, green card, utility bill or other proof of address, either a bank statement or a pay stub. All right. But yeah, guys, we got to know that. Now, since I read it to you, I'm going to go to level 2. It's 10,000 in a 24-hour period, 20,000 in a 30-day period, and then 30,000 in a 180-day period. Level 3, I definitely don't enter in level 2 or 3. It says 50,000 24-hour period, 60,000 30-day, and 100,000 180-day limit, which is a 6-month limit. That's very important. So even if you don't send to Zoom, I'm pretty sure all these other places may have some stipulations and limitations on how much money you can send. And it all depends on, I wrote it down, a lot of it has to do with where you live, how the money is received. Are is it a bank transfer? Is it cash pickup? Are you putting it on your debit card? And the partner limits, which vary by country. But yeah, that's just one thing I wanted to bring to your attention, guys. You need to know this. It's very, very important, because you'll get over here and you think, oh, I can send. It's unlimited, but it's not. Okay, Inger Mohammed Yahya says, I'm down South Texas, but however, I know someone by the name of the segment that you did on the young woman about her father. What was his name? And is he down south like in Louisiana? Well, I don't know, unless he moved. He wasn't. But no, we actually found this guy. We know who he is. But thank you anyway. Oliver Freeman said, hello, Calvin. I finally made it here to the Philippines. We were in Cebu for 2 days, and now we're back in Dumaguete. Enjoying your show. We deal with wires, formerly transfer wires, and Remitly, 10,000 US. Yeah, see, it's good to know. Now, we're not talking about how much you can send at one time. We're talking about how much you can send over a period of time. Another thing I want to bring up to your attention, guys, if you didn't know, but in general, banks here in the Philippines aren't open on Saturday and Sunday. So that's very important to know. And so if you come over here and you open up an account, you need to know your bank hours and the holidays, because if this were a Monday, this would be a holiday, the National Heroes Day, and you wouldn't have known it. Only reason I knew it was National Heroes Day because it's on my Yahoo, Philippines. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. No, I don't know what's going on, Rambling Man, but it's back to normal now. I've got PLDT. It's really good Wi-Fi. Sam Champion, good morning or good evening where you are. Calvin, my wife is in the Philippines now. When she uses her debit card for purchases, Navy Federal Credit Union only charges a small international transit. Yeah, that's good to know. Now, I was going to talk about something like that. Now, when you go to the ATM machine, your bank or the bank here in the Philippines may have a withdrawal limit. All right. And it resets every 24 hours. But here's how we get tripped up over here. Well, this is how I got tripped up over here. Because I'm not thinking about the time differences. So, for instance, I make a withdrawal and I hit my limit at 5 p.m. I can't withdraw any more money out. So I wake up in the morning at 6 like I normally do, and I go to the ATM. I still can't get any money. I'm thinking something's wrong now, but I forget. It hasn't been a 24-hour period. It's only been a 12-hour period. So that's something also, guys, that you have to be aware of. Hey, Eric Webb Jr., thank you so much for the super chat. He says, I owe you a lot more than this super chat. Thank you, Cal. No, you don't owe me nothing, brother, but I really appreciate your support. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi. I see I only got one dot over here. But yes, it's always be conscious of that time difference over there. Even when it comes to, well, a lot of banks, they're open 24 hours now. As a matter of fact, you're in the Philippines, you're going to be calling customer service, and you're going to be calling the Philippines, really. But one more thing before I start taking your information over here. I have to update my location with my bank in the U.S. on an annual basis. You know, when you come over here, you tell your bank, hey, I'm in the Philippines, so that, you know, they won't block your card and all of that. Well, my bank, Fifth Third Bank, I have to update that every year. I do it on December 31st so I wouldn't forget. But every December 31st, I have to call them and extend for another year, another 6 months, or whatever it is. Now, I can do that for multiple locations. Like when I went to Thailand, I called them and said, hey, I'm in Thailand now. Will that affect my card in the Philippines? They said no. So I gave them the dates that I was going to be in Thailand, and I didn't have any problems. Yeah, I'm blurry. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi today. I'm sorry, guys. It should be okay. Let me see. It might be something else I had. No, I did the 24 hour. Yeah, also, guys, if you decide to come here and open up a bank account, and your goal or your motivation is to transfer money from your bank in America to your bank over in the Philippines, make sure that they offer that service, because a lot of credit unions don't do it. John had problems. That's one of the reasons he was going back to the United States. Okay. He had to get that fixed. Okay, let's go. Hello, Teresina Drive. Hello, Calvin. I love your content. Keep up the good work. Question: do you shop at the local wet market or expat market only? No, the local. We get our fruits, vegetables. We get our fish, and whenever she gets pork, we get that. But we get the chicken from the grocery store. Everin Bank Brown says, I had to do the same thing for the bank going to Puerto Rico. Yeah, because what they'll do is, it's for your benefit. Yusuf Amar Habib says, when I first went to the Philippines, the flight from Canada straight to Manila was an effing nightmare. Well, I'll tell you what, yeah, that's one thing that women will vet us by, whether or not we make that flight over here. That tells her you're serious. And also, I got some pushback on the video about the problem's not the Philippines, it might be you. He said, well, Calvin, you said that women over here were easy. And let me clarify something. They are easy compared to what I was dealing with in America. And the only reason they're easy, guys, when I talk about Filipinos, I'm talking about the ones who are on the dating sites, who consciously put themselves in front of you in your path so you can catch them. Yeah, they make it easy. It is easy. But you can't just come over here smelling like a dead rat, thinking women going to jump all over you. You still have to do some work. And if that means getting online, that's okay. Because that's where they are. They want to meet you. So yeah, if you think that it's not easy compared to over in America, then you're fooling yourself. I'm not putting anybody down. Hey, Finn Publishing says, hello, Calvin. Excellent YouTube. Can a man survive on $2,800 US per month? What kind of lifestyle, quality of life versus the city and the provinces? You should be able to live quite comfortably. Now, remember, that's a question. That's a hard question because I don't really know you. I don't know your lifestyle. But if you were here in San Carlos City, let's keep it in real time where I am. That money's gonna go a long way. You saw the house that I just previewed, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, $267 per month. And as big as that house is, you're probably gonna have $150 for your electric bill, and then maybe another $10 for your water. But other than that, now it turns into what's your lifestyle. How many trips out of San Carlos are you going to take every month? Are you going to Boracay? It's about, about 6.5 hours from here. Are you going to go to Dumaguete, 4 hours, Cebu? See, that's where, do you smoke? Do you drink? Do you chase skirts? But what I would honestly say is, yeah, $2,800 is a lot of money. Remember, the Philippine Statistic Authority says that if you earn $3,800 US per month over in the Philippines, you're considered rich. HRH Consultant says, always give notifications to your bank if traveling abroad so they do not block your purchases. Absolutely. Now, if you're going to be over here for an extended period with my bank, Fifth Third, I have to update that. So if I say I'm here for 6 months, that 6-month period, if I forget to tell them, they block it. I have to call and do it again. Michael Begg says, I'm planning to return to Philippines soon. I think my best banking option might be to open up a checking account at Philippine National Bank because I can travel to New York City and open it here in the USA. But make sure of that, guys, because a lot of times the Bank of America in Manila may not be affiliated with the Bank of America in the U.S. or wherever you do your banking, and the name is the same. Just make sure of all that stuff. And I made a point to put, do your research before you get over there. That's what these live streams are for. Don't wait until you get over here and you're screwed. Because I panicked. I was like, man, I was still at that house over there, and I think I needed it for my rent or something. Richard Wright. Good day, Calvin. Do you find it difficult finding your clothes size in the Philippines? I do because of where I live. Now, if you live in Manila, if you live in Cebu, or any place like that, usually those Robinsons and those SM malls, usually they'll have a big and tall section, or they'll have, I forgot the name of this brand. But whenever I say American sizes, they take me to this brand. And they're all American sizes. But here's what you could do is this. Send you a ballot buying box over it. First of all, bring as much clothes as you possibly can. Usually with a round trip ticket, you get 2 check-in luggage, 23 kilos each. Bring as much clothes as you possibly can. And then maybe a month or 2 before you come in here, send yourself a ballot buying box with with more clothes and shoes and whatever else if you have a problem with. It's going to be cheaper. A ballot buying box, when I left, it was running about $79. I don't know what it is now. But that's just a way that you could do it. Terracina Drive says, thanks, Calvin. I watched some of the YouTube about the wet market in the Philippines. It doesn't look very clean, and I can even see some rats running around. Is that true? It just depends on which one you go. The one here in St. Carlos is clean, and the one that I went to in Lapu-Lapu was clean. And you gotta understand, if you got a lot of fruits and vegetables and stuff, and then, like I said, it's a wet market, you may see that, but you're not gonna have to worry about that being on your food. They clean their stalls and they take their food home at the end of the night. They rent these stalls. It's not like a lot of that stuff doesn't stay overnight. Some of it does, but a lot of it doesn't. I haven't had any problems. I'm going to remind you, I've been over here on and off for 13 years. In December, to be 4 years consecutively. I've never been sick. The water hasn't bothered me, the food, nothing. Have I gotten used to it? Maybe I did. I don't know. But yeah, Beach of Life said, one thing I didn't know was how favorable it was to use my Visa credit card. Yeah, the rate is posted on the usavisa.com website and it's currently 56.13. Just goes to show, do your research. Yeah, I did actually, Michael Beach of Life, I don't know if you saw that video. I just did a video on that. The only way that I figured out how to get the true exchange rate is to use my credit card or my debit card for my purchases over here. So when I go to the grocery store, like we go on Sunday, I'll go today. I'm going to take my Capital One. I got a Quicksilver card, $1,000 credit limit. It's the only one I use over here. I've got another, I forgot the name of the other Capital One credit card I got, but I keep that for emergencies. And I'm going to buy as much stuff as I possibly can at that grocery store because a lot of places over here doesn't take credit cards. So that's where I'm going to lose out because I got to draw money out even when I get it from my bank, because you got to realize when I transfer that money over here, they get theirs. I wrote it down because I just did my, I wrote this down, shoot, for everybody. I wanted to tell y'all how much it was. But anyway, I transferred $2,000 and it was $40 that I ended up paying with the wire transfer and the, the little bit that the bank over here charges. Which I don't know if that's, well, I'm going to tell you, that's about half of what it would have cost me to send it Remitly, because see what not Remitly, Zoom, because Zoom is going to take, it's going to be more than half, because Zoom is going to take about 2.5 pesos per dollar. So you times that by 2,000. Then they're going to charge me the $4.99 up front. But if I use my credit card, which is connected to my bank account, then that's how I do it. See, that's why my credit score is high as it's ever been now, because I'm only using that one credit card. And what I do is I get down to a certain level and then I'll pay it all the way off. And I do that several times a month. Well, not my credit card, Homer. My credit card doesn't charge me anything. It doesn't charge me any overseas transaction fee. Now, my debit card, yeah, it does, but it's a very small amount compared to if I draw the money out of the ATM or if I send it Zoom or one of those, I'm still coming out better. But if you use your credit card, my credit card, matter of fact, I don't even have to call Capital One anymore. They changed their policy. I only have to call them and tell them where I am. I can spend that card anywhere and they're not going to block my purchases or anything. Sean Beltrano said, Calvin, a cost-effective way to send money is to use crypto. If you have crypto, because I know Rudy used to talk about how he used to send his girlfriend money from his crypto account. But how many of us have crypto? I don't have it. And I'm not going to buy any. But I'm trying to get a guy on my channel. Let me see his name. This guy's going to help y'all out a lot if he decides to come on. He's a Filipino citizen. He wants to clear the air on a lot of things that have been thrown out here about what you can and can't do on a tourist visa, owning businesses over here, leasing land, buying houses, and all kinds of stuff. And I want him on my live stream. And okay, his name is Don. He's a Filipino citizen. Yeah, his family is influential over here. And he said, he just wants to put that information out there. And I said, well, that's good, because that's the type of information I like to pass on to my viewers and subscribers. Teresina Dresser, how come you didn't get a car? I don't drive over here. Well, I don't know why you're muted, Sammy. He says crypto is not safe to invest in. It keeps crashing. Accounts keep getting hacked. Yeah. I mean, it's their money. If they want to spend it like that, let them. I'm not going to invest. I'm too old in that. My mother always told us that you can have all the money you want as long as you earn it. Producers Universe said, won my case with the VA this past week, going from 60 to 90%. Hey, congratulations. Mo, good morning, brother Calvin. I use my Fidelity debit card in the Philippines. I could withdraw $10,000 each day. I've heard Schwab does the same. Well, actually, I can. I'm almost sure my limit is maybe 1,000 per day, but 10,000 at a time. I think I can do that 5 times, Mo. But that's my limit is 200 unless I go to BPI, which is double that. Well, it's actually 10,000 pesos. BPI is 20,000 per transaction. But they kick my butt. See, the Fifth Third, they don't refund my ATM fees, and then they charge me. Not only do they charge me the same amount as what the Philippines charge me, which is 250 pesos per transaction. So that's 500 pesos per transaction. But then they put that international transaction fee on top of that, which is another $3 and something, depending on how much I pull out. So every time I go to the ATM machine, it's probably like $15. But when you compare it against, so I guess if you're going to use the ATM, it's best to get as much money out as you possibly can. Go to BPI. Otherwise, the bank's going to get their money, guys. Yeah, see, Fifth Third doesn't, and that's my problem. Hey, American Inn Express, hello from Dumagetti, Bacone. I like it there, man. The only problem I had was the Airbnb was beautiful, guys. It was only $10 a night. It was really nice. But it had a damn one of them big Geico's on the damn patio door, man. It just sat there. It wouldn't bother you, but every time I came downstairs to go to the bathroom and make a cup of coffee, them damn eyes was looking at me, man. It's just something there. And don't let it start making that noise inside that house. You have to change your diaper every damn time it does that, because it's going to scare you, man. If you sleep, I didn't sleep a lot. But I want to thank you too, American Inn Express, for answering that guy. Just in case y'all guys think I'm not lying about that video I made about the Philippines isn't the problem, it might be you. Here's the guy who responded to him. He said, hey, hang in there. They're not falling off trees. He's not saying, hang in there, you're going to meet someone. They're not falling off trees. Get out and talk. And that's what made me make the video. Really, it was his response. Because he's exactly right. But a lot of you guys are in a fantasy, man. It is easy to meet the women over here because they want to meet you. There's nothing hard about it. But like I said, we might have to step our game up a little bit. How you going to stay in your hotel room and complain on my channel that you can't find a woman? Remember what I said. I said, buy a plane ticket to the Philippines. Get on a plane, fly to, take a bath, I said. Put on some clean clothes. Take a flight over to the Philippines. Go to your hotel room. Take a bath again. Put on clean clothes and go outside the hotel room. I didn't say stay in there. How's anybody going to see you if you're in that damn room? Okay, next time you're in Dumaguete. Well, we're going to Sicky Hall. Booby's sick. Booby's been running a high fever for the last 3 days. It's going down now. Otherwise, we'd been there already, American Express. But I love it. Bacone, and then I think it's Darwin, Valencia. I used to live in Zamboanguita years ago before it was anything like it is now. El Hova 20 says, man, I can't wait to get on that side of the planet. I know. They tell me I'm hyping it up, man. I could line up 1,000 people out here, men and women, tell you that I'm not hyping it up, man. I'm living my dreamed up life because everything I dreamed about, I'm doing it right now. I just wanted to be in a place where it never got cold. Now, if I go out there right now, it's hot, but I'm not out there right now. I know what time to go out in the Philippines. If I go out, I go straight in a straight line to wherever I'm coming. I come back. I don't hang out there because I know that the sun punches his clock. He checks into work about 7 a.m. and he gets off about 5 p.m. And from about 5 p.m., 5:30 on to about 6:30 in the morning, you're not going to find better weather. I mean, it's perfect weather. Is anybody on here that can bear witness to that? But when the sun is at work, man, you better be careful. Respect him. Oh, okay. So the holiday is tomorrow, even though, the National Heroes Day is actually the 29th. I'm sorry, guys. It's not today. But I brought it up because I don't have a live stream on Monday. But yeah, it's a holiday. So if you need money in the bank, that bank's going to be closed. If there's no work, there's no school, there's no bank. Ferdy Rondino says Black American build house here while white Americans rent apartment here. Also, why is there Black and white American? We are called only Filipinos. I think your government must change that view. Yeah, and it's funny that you bring that up because, there's an argument over here in the Philippines about using that word Filipina. They're saying it's no such word really. It has really no meaning in our language. They're saying take it out. We're all Filipinos. But I think you're right. And, it's not up to me to change that, but you're right. And that's, hundreds and hundreds of years. That won't happen in my lifetime. It'll take 1,000 years to reverse all that ignorance and foolishness. Remember, when I was little, I can remember, guys, that there was a separate water fountain for people like me. But all of a sudden, I'm grown now. I'm supposed to forget it and say, oh, it never happened. But yeah, I don't know. You're right about that, though. But, to each his own. Some, I know a lot of white men over here that own beautiful homes. I mean, gigantic homes, businesses, resorts, all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. Maybe just from your limited view, That's what you're seeing. Hey, got that sportswear that keep being amazing. Live your best life. Favorites chasing you down. Thank you, brother. Stylish over 60 says, hey, Sunshine Shoulders family. Just checking in. How's everyone? Man, I'm doing fine, man. Just, Booby's got that little fever, man. And I tell you, well, she's acting a butt. She's on butt now. And, I'm telling you now that if you thinking about having a baby in your 50s, it's times like this that'll let you know, man, not to do it. Mitch Brewer says, I've been making calls to get my plan in motion. What plan is that, Mitch? Hey, Music to Motion says, hey, Calvin. He said, thanks for the chat the other day, brother. Hello to all from Tennessee. My pleasure, man. Oh, okay. Thank you. Welcome to the channel, Inger, Mohammed, Yahya. Robert Dame says, how much is a room at Whispering Palms on Sapaway Island? Let's see. Now you can get the standard hotel room there. I think it's about 3,000 pesos, but they've got, I didn't show it to you on this particular video, but they've got it some more in the back. They're like 1,800, but they're made out of bamboo. And you're still on the resort. But I don't think they have aircon. They're fan rooms, Robert. So just we take paracetamol, which is like the what do you call it? Generic for ibuprofen. Sam Chapman said, Calvin, that children's Motrin I sent you is good for fever in children. Read the label first before giving it to them. Yeah, I will, Sam. Thank you for reminding me of that. Hold on for a second. Honey, how's you doing? But yeah, I'm gonna tell Marilyn when I get back, Sam, because I forgot all about that. But see, here's the thing. They're so they're on a rigid routine. They won't change. What that paracetamol, the doctor says take that. That's what they're gonna take. But I'm gonna try to talk to her and let her know. Hey, Jamil Willage. Inger says, Calvin, maybe they're slow. I mean, but someone have to tell them to take a bath. Well, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised, man. I've run into some real crazy situations over here. Derek Greenway said, Calvin, I got the term Filipino and Filipino for Filipinos. Yeah. But there was an interesting article in the paper that they want to remove that Filipino. They're saying at the end of the day, we're all Filipinos. They're kind of, making a separate group of people. Marine One says, when's the best time to visit the Philippines? Anytime, really. I mean, but depends on where you're going. If you're going to one of those areas that are hard hit by these typhoons, somewhere in central Luzon, eastern Visayas, you may want to come, I would say, from January to, I'd say February to August or September. But if you come into a place like San Carlos City, you come anytime, really. But I'm going to tell you this, in May, it's the hottest month of the year in the Philippines. High temperatures, high humidity. Callie T, what's up, man? He says, you built a great support system, Cal. Thanks. Keep it going. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. That was my goal. And I'm going to have a guy on the panel Tuesday. He's up in Manila. He's creating an expat forum that's going to help with driver's license, with helping with immigration issues. and all of that. I think what he's doing, I have to tip my hat to him. Absolutely, Mo. They're going to sniff you out. Filipinos do that. And I remember the first time I came over here, the woman, she's sniffing on me. And, you know, I like to wear cologne, but I only wear a little. I'm not like my brother. He thinks if he can't smell it, he doesn't have on enough. Wrong, guys. Cologne is like for those intimate moments when somebody's right up on you close. Like when I'm an insurance agent, 95%, I'd say 90% of my clients were women. So I put a little bit behind my ears, you know, maybe something like this. But quality cologne. And then when I lean in, if they had a question or something, they can smell it. And then, you know, the rest is history. William says, hello, Calvin, any concern about the China conflict? None at all. I mean, I stay out of that stuff, but China and the Philippines have a relationship that goes back thousands of years. There's more Chinese expats over here than anybody. And China doesn't have any, it's no benefit to them to invade the Philippines or anything like that. They basically have their way over here anyway. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Sam. But, you know, when you tell them, they don't want to believe it. They think it's something else. The first thing that comes to their mind is dengue. You know, and everybody's freaking out about dengue. And I was like, well, hell, maybe she's cutting teeth. You know. Jay's better room. Hello, everybody. What's going on, Jay? Camilla, Cookie, thanks for joining us, you and your husband, Shelby. He says, hi, Cal. You're right. We appreciate you encouraging foreigners to go see my country. Us Filipinos have a lot to give. Love and affection. Absolutely. Please give my husband a shout out. Shelby Smith. He loves you, man. I love him back. Wendy. Yeah. You know, like I tell guys in one of my earlier videos, Wendy, that whatever love you show Filipinos, they're going to give you 10 times the love back. And people think I'm over hyping this stuff, man. I'm not. It's true. And people can tell you that. Oliver Freeman says our limit at BPI is 50,000 pesos per day, 10,000 US dollars per month, 250,000 pesos per month. Notice to the Philippine government, then 250,000 with a total of 500,000 notice to the Philippine government. Yeah. Now, I'm with PNB, I can withdraw up to 20,000 per transaction. So I can actually give the lady 2 withdrawal slips, as long, 20 and 20 and get out 40. Or I could probably do 3 and get out 60. But if I just go in there for one it's 20,000 pesos per transaction. Anything over that, I've got to get it approved. Vivi Focus says, I usually put on high karate cologne. Man, that stuff is strong. Calvin, what do you do that's like the most compared with the USA? Well, just the convenience. America, everything happens so fast. I mean, when I got married in America, I brought my Filipino wife over there. She couldn't believe how fast we received our marriage license. Probably less than 5 minutes, guys. I'm telling you, because no one else was in there. Yeah, there wasn't no more fools going in that damn place. I was the only fool at that time. But she was shocked about that because I think it takes a little while over here, 30 days or something. It takes a while to get married over here. Hey, Mike, what's going on? He said the first impression will always be the one that the girl will always remember. Absolutely. And a guy brought up something. you kind of rang a bell with that. He says, you know, when we talk about foreigners getting scammed over here, he said you never talk about Filipinos that get scammed. And as a matter of fact, I do though. I've spoken about it many times because Filipinos are so trusting and they want you to be legit. They want you to be the right one. And so a lot of times, yeah, they put out in the beginning a whole lot more than probably what they should to people who probably don't deserve it. But remember, either side, guys, we only hear the good stories. People are ashamed, especially over here. You know, let me read you the definition of Heroes Day. It says they're commemorating the unknown and valiant heroes who fought for the freedom and pride of the Philippines. So if a lady's screwed over here, she's going underground. She's not going to tell anybody about it. And, you know, same as with the men that come over here. They're so embarrassed because they're afraid people are going to say, I told you so. Camellia Cookie, thanks for that super sticker. But the overwhelming majority of the time, guys, you're going to be treated good. You're going to make the right choice. It's going to be up to you whether to pursue it and keep going, really. That's the only thing that saves us. Those women on those sites, a lot of them, majority of them, are legitimately trying to find somebody. But it's a minefield, as I tell you all the time. The information I give you, I'm trying to be the guide to walk you through the minefield. I know where the profiles are. When you click on them, they're going to blow up on you. See, the ones who are always online, guys, remember that. If you go on Filipino Cupid right now, well, I don't know about it. Today's Sunday, so it could be different. But more than likely not. If you go on there right now and you see up at the top all these women online, don't fool with those women. Because who you think? You think they're just talking to you only? You're the only one online? You don't want to do that, guys. You want to check on a profile. She hasn't been seen for 2 or 3 days. You got to have patience if you want to win online. If you don't, you're going to lose. VFW Dwayne says, have you and Dave made peace yet? Well, I didn't know we were at war. I don't even know. I avoid that kind of stuff, VFW Dwayne. I'm over here living my best life. I don't have time for petty stuff like that, petty arguments and disagreements. I don't even know him. He doesn't know me. You know, I wish him the best. I promise you I do, man. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, Leonard Lund, hey, what's up, buddy? Yeah, guys, I don't get into this stuff. Inger says, Calvin, I've been watching you for a couple of months. I watched you and your wife build your home in the guest house. Yeah, I had a guy over here, Derek. He was from LA. And he said, man, sounds a whole lot better in person than just on the YouTube. He said, because I watched it and he's over here. He's interested in, you know, building, or, you know, because that's what he does in LA. He flips properties and stuff. Hey, El Hover 29, thanks for the super chat. He says, I almost got caught up with the pregnancy scam with a P-knife, but that was 1 out of 5. You got to strap up and protect the money. Yeah, you know, but that's another thing of trying to tell grown men, because I say the same thing, El Hover. But good luck trying to tell grown men that. See, that'll be our intention, and we'll over that now, man. And we got our safety kit we bring with us. But the minute you get over and you see the young lady in front of you and she's not requiring all that stuff, it's going to be hard. That's crazy. Hey, Power Bashir, he said, Calvin, about to come visit you. Come on, man, I'm over here. Infinite Loop. He says, we have to quit being so sensitive. People are entitled to their own opinion. Yeah, that's really all it is, guys. I mean, I wasn't picking on anybody in particular, but people take that stuff for granted. If it doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you. When I talk about Filipinas, I'm talking about the ones who are online, who are purposely trying to date us. Not all Filipinas. And then when I'm talking about the men, I'm talking about the ones of us, 98% of us, who are online chasing the women. 98% of us, that's how we meet the women over here. I mean, that's nothing. I mean, that's not earth-shattering news that I bring you guys on here. I just talk about stuff that other people don't want to talk about. And, people take, they, because of where they are in their relationship now, they take it personal because they say, no, she don't want me for my money. It's not about finances. Yeah, not right now because y'all moved to that next phase. It's no longer finance, but it's romance. But yeah, if you're watching this and you met your woman online, it's about finance. I don't care if she's an OFW. It's not like OFWs are making big money. Come on, guys. You ask those women over in Kuwait and all those places, they earn a whole lot of money, in Hong Kong and all that. They don't impress me. What impresses me is these women make all these sacrifices for their families, trying to, they have a dream of a better life. That's what impresses me. But don't throw that out there. All my wives are OFW. Okay, yeah, what she earned? $12,000 a month, $20,000 per month. But she's on that dating site for a reason. And so are you. Let's quit putting the pressure on the Filipina. What are you on there for? Are you afraid to say it? You know why you on there. And you know what you want. The Beach of Life says, my 5 favorite words from my girls, you don't have to ask. Yeah, it's an unspoken agreement. She's living her best life too, She probably don't have to ask you either. To live in the big, nice condominium, aircon, a nice real mattress, eating good every day. It is a trade-off, but it's not a fair exchange. But eventually, if everything is everything, it's going to move into romance because you're in that adjustment phase. She's seeing if she can trust you. Or are you just over here for fun and games trying to use me? And once she figures out you okay and you really like her and, you're going to be here for a while, it goes to that next level. Yeah, it's just like Russian roulette. Yeah, it's like walking through a minefield. Man, some of them profiles, guys, are going to blow up on you. And when they blow up on you, man, they blow up. I mean, there's nothing left. Xavier Baker says, hey, Uncle, 6,000 or 7,000 good enough to live in province. I will sustain my daily needs for 6 months. I'm heading to October 17th and looking to work a remote job online, applying now via Hawaii. Well, if you got 6,000 or 7,000 in cash, and then you got an income coming in from your remote job, you should be okay for 6 months. But remember, just because you live in the province, guys, it doesn't mean anything because you're going to leave the province. What difference does it make? Okay, for 28 days of the month you're in the province, you're saving. Then the other 2 days you go to Cebu or Manila and you splurge and blow your damn budget up. Just because you live in the province doesn't mean anything because you're going to leave that province. And then what kind of province? There's so many provinces over here. Every province isn't the same. You got mountain province that some of us cannot handle. You think you can handle that for 30 days? Good luck. I don't sell these shirts, but you can. He says, do I sell those shirts? No, I don't sell anything. You can have this made. I had to get another one actually because this here, I got a letter that said it was a copyright infringement. So I didn't make any more. But the ones that I've got, one of my subscribers heard say that. And he designed me a boots on the ground. Let me see if I've got it up here real quick. And you can just have one made, man, really. That's not going to bother me. But once now see on my other channel, I'll be able to sell shirts like this because that's Marilyn's channel. She's a Filipino citizen. She can do a whole lot more on her channel that I can't do. She can offer stuff like that. He said, man, get those crusty feet off the screenshot. What are you talking about? That's funny. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, Robert, you read my man. I was going to bring this up because I'm watching. Remember Monte Teo, the guy who got fish at Notre Dame? And I was like, remember, this stuff happens over here. And he's saying it. He says, there are old women using their daughters' photos to grab money from dating sites and ex-boyfriends too. Same thing. You know, only thing you have to do right there, guys, is you have to see them on the camera as soon as possible. And that's why I say it's better to come over here and get online than 8,000 miles away because they're going to play those games with you there. If you over here, see, I met Marilyn when I was over here. I really catfished her. She thought I was in America, but I wasn't. I was over here. And because my wife was leaving but hadn't left yet, I put a photo of an older man on there. He didn't look nothing like me. But after I had already buttered her up, yeah, I don't know what's going on with my internet today, guys. I don't get it. Maybe because I don't know if somebody else is using that. Let me check something real quick. So this is unusual. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This normally don't happen, but they had the TV going on here. So let's wait for a little while. Yeah, FaceTime, no filters. He said, even when you see them on camera, the boyfriend might get on the side out of view. Yeah, that's why I say it's better to come over here and get online. Because they can't play those games. You're like, okay, I'm already in, so book me, that's them all then. Okay. Okay. Camilla Cookie said, Cal, what's your wife's channel again? We want to follow her. It's called Miracles now. We just shortened it to Miracles. Instead of miracles waiting to happen, just miracles. It's a lifestyle channel, really. We're trying to help people to tap into their potential in order for them to be able to live the best life, the dreamed of life, to get through whatever it is that they may be going through. Or if they're happy already, it's going to enhance your happiness. But it's not a motivational channel. You can't motivate people. You got to be motivated. You have to motivate yourself, in my opinion. You have to have things that motivate you to go out there and do whatever it is you need to do. You want more money, a nice looking woman, a nice house, a nice car, all that's motivation. Thank you. Yeah, well, that's because my internet right now is acting up for some reason. I never have this problem, but yeah, I appreciate your feedback. HRH consultant said, yes, Calvin, you're correct. Depending on the province you choose. If it's a tourist hotspot, you will have everything you need. I know here in Palawan, it's good. Yeah, see, up where my son used to live, where his family lives now, you couldn't make it up there, man. I mean, unless you living like that now in America, it's it's levels to this. You would want to come over here first and live in the city and slowly make your way up to something like that. Where when they get up in the morning, every single day they have to do this now, not just once every while. Every day they have to walk a tremendous amount, get the water, and walk back. And I mean, they're walking up hills, down hills, on little tiny trails. Uh, it's tough, man, and then when you reverse that and you're meeting somebody from there and you try to take us straight from that environment to England or France or America or one of those places, you're asking for trouble. There's levels to it. If I would meet, okay, like when I met his mother, she was already in Cebu because she was working in Cebu. So it wouldn't have, so it was still a challenge because she had never went anywhere. She was working all the time. She worked 12 to 14 hours a day every single day. She got one day off every 15 days, and she would work that to get extra money. Yeah, something's going on. Hi. I don't know what's going on today. Is that TV on over there?
Yeah. Like,
Cut it off. Look at my Wi-Fi. Cut that smart TV off over there, please. I know there's something going on. Thanks, HRH. I don't know what they're doing. They never do that. Isaiah Allen said, Calvin, are there many festivals held in Cebu? And besides, for beaches and cafes, are there amusement parks, internet cafes, international concert acts, or other martial arts centers? Absolutely. You're going to find that in places like Cebu. But there's festivals all over the Philippines. Somebody's having a fiesta celebrating the founding of their barangay or something like that. It's always that. So many holidays here. Yeah, they've got internet cafes, amusement parks in those big places. They got martial arts here, but not martial arts centers. They've got the Philippine martial arts with the sticks. Yeah, I'm really disappointed in this damn internet today. Pissing me off. Yeah, see, now it's getting better because they cut that damn TV off over there. David B says, haven't they heard of rain catchment? We're doing it now. There was a gentleman from Australia who suggested to me to do that. He said, Calvin, you should catch your rain, use it for the plants and different things like that. He said, that smart TV, how smart is you, Cal? Yeah. Good morning, brother. Hello, everybody. It did. Well, see, they just got it playing over here in the guest house. Nobody's over there. Marine One said, Calvin, what's the best way to contact you? I would like to visit in the next 60 days. Beach of Life, can you put my email up? I'll put it up. Hold on. Here's my email. It's the best way to start out. contacting me. But if anybody's new here, the subject is what you don't know about your money in the Philippines could cost you. And we're talking about the certain rules and regulations, limitations on your money here. It's very important to know. And I brought up the example of sending Zoom. Zoom is a very popular remittance place that people use because they have PayPal, but they have a limit. They actually have a maximum amount of money you can send and receive in a 30-day, 60-day, no, what is it? Yeah. No, 24 hours, 30 days, and then 6 months. I didn't know that. I went past my limit on level 1, and I couldn't send any more money. You had to wait until it resets. And you'd be in trouble over here doing something like that if all you were using was your PayPal. It's $2,999, 24-hour period. Then there's, okay, I'm going to show you. So, okay, this is level 1. In a 30-day limit, 6,000, 180-day limit, 9,999. If you go over those limits, they'll freeze your account until it resets. But they've got 3 limits. And what you have to do is you have to upgrade your account. And they'll ask for your social security number, your passport, your driver's license. Maybe they want proof of your address, maybe a utility bill, a bank statement, or something like that. Yeah, that's what we're really talking about today. I don't know, David B, about precious metals. I'm not aware of that. The Beach of Life says, I know people will have different experiences, but banks are requiring you to be here for 6 months before opening up an account here. Not everyone will need or want one, just a data point for the conversation. Yeah, when I talk about that stuff, I'm talking about, see, remember Beach of Life, there's 2 people who are watching this. One, well, actually 3 people who are never going to come over here. You got people who are going to come over on vacation, but then you got the expats. But depending on who you are and how much money you've got, I just want people to know there are limits over here to how much you can send. Because most of us send money to ourselves when we're over here. A lot of banks require that you have that ACR card, which if you're over here for 6 months, you'll have it. And just some ins and outs, because our situation will change. You may come over here the first couple of times like I did for only, 2 or 3 weeks, sometimes 2 or 3 months. Then you make the leap. Girl, step up. This is a great point. He said, Cal, remind folks that province life often revolves no running water, no flushing toilets, few paved roads, little to no infrastructure, comforts, very rustic living. Just be ready for it. Yeah, see, people always say, yeah, I want to live in a province, but not all provinces are like that, but some are like that. That's why I asked, what province are you talking about? Because some provinces, man, you couldn't handle it. You wouldn't, you're coming from the west to there, it's a step up. I could do it now, but maybe I've never stayed one night up there in those mountains. I could now if I had to. Seabreeze TV said, Calvin, can you tell us about the One Health Pass traveling to the Philippines? Yeah, it's required, but it's real simple, guys. You go on there, they're going to ask you a series of questions, and then you got to upload some documents like your vaccination card, a government ID. It's just some real general questions they're going to ask you. Now, there used to be some glitches on that, but now the minute that you fill that out and you submit it, you're going to get your QR code right immediately. There's no waiting 48 hours because a lot of people ended up missing their flights in the beginning with this iHealth Pass. But it's simple. I mean, a fifth grader could do this. Really, guys. When I was in Thailand, I had to do it coming back, and I thought it was going to be some big deal. I went over there. It's like a few questions. I think it's only like 5 questions they asked you. You have to upload the documents they want you to upload, and then you submit it. Then right away, I got my QR code. And then when you come, the minute you get off the plane, they're standing there. Remember, this is the Philippines. They treat everybody like you're in the first grade. The minute you get off the plane, they're there. And they got a whole line of people like, okay, then you're going to walk another 10 feet. And they're going to ask you again, do you got your iHealth Pass? Then you walk another 10 feet. Another group of guys are going to ask you. Then you go into a room and they sit you in order as you come in. And they check the iHealth Pass on your phone. So, yeah, but it's a simple process. It's nothing to worry about. But I think when people think about the province, they're listening to all these different channels. And you're getting a lot of different information. But, man, there's so many different provinces over here. And some people they think it's only the city and the province. No, there's something called a municipality. It's somewhere in between the city and the province. It's rural, but it's not so big as a city, but it's not so remote like a province. And you may have like a strip of places. You have the wet market. You have they're not sorry stores. They're bigger than sorry stores, but they're not grocery stores. And then, they got bakeries and different things like that, like Zamboanguita. If you go to Zamboanguita, which is like 28 kilometers from Dumaguete, you'll know what I'm talking about. That's a municipality. That's not, people think that's a province. It's not. They think it's either the city or the province. It's not. It's different levels. Even when you go to a place like, okay, I went to Iloilo because one of my subscribers is there now. He just went yesterday. He said, Calvin, you're right about this Iloilo. It's nice. That's the city. I was staying in a municipality called Miagal, and it had everything that St. Carlos City had, but it's just a small place. It's like 45 minutes outside of Iloilo City, and if somebody didn't know, they would call it the province. It's not. Man, the province is the province, guys, okay? It's nothing to play with. Yeah, they cut that damn TV off, guys. They had that on there. Hey, thank Gold Shield Justice for that super sticker. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, what's going on with my Wi-Fi? I never get that. I've got PLDT. And under normal circumstances, you got it like this. I mean, they've got really good Wi-Fi over here. Stephen K., my buddy on Facebook, he said, Calvin, crazy rules about cash in the banks when they let you carry the cash out in a paper bag. Yeah, be careful when you do that. We talked about that before on here because every time the engineer needed money and we went to the bank, he met me at the bank. I gave him the money. Believe it or not, if I go to the bank, but I'm going to be open, but on a regular day, and I'm sitting there because, you wait in line. It's just like the olden days, guys. I got a passbook account, believe it or not. I mean, there's nothing, I like it like that, believe it. But anyway, you'll be sitting there and you'll see somebody, next thing you know, the teller's bringing up big stacks of 1,000 peso bills, and they just put it in like a paper bag or like one of those eco bags, and they just walk out with it. But a guy, I don't know if he died, but I'm almost sure he did. In Dumaguete, he withdrew 2 million pesos. Well, the teller set him up, called the boyfriend. Said, hey, so the boyfriend, I think, beat him with a hammer or something. Look that up, guys. It's true. But be careful. If you have a bank account over here and you're going to draw a lot of money to buy a house or something like that, let the people put that risk on them, because more than likely they're going to be under the radar. They're not going to draw any attention, but you will. Yeah, now because he said the picture looks great in America. It does now because they cut that damn smart TV off over there, was pulling all my juice. Yeah, they got caught, Beach of Life. They surely got caught. Because I'm going to tell you something, man. You think the police over here, this is the reason I like the Philippines. There's order over here. If my house got broken into today, they would know who did it. Now, don't tell me how they would know, but they know, man. Don't take them long to solve cases over here of Filipinos. Now, with foreigners, it's different. But Filipinos, they usually know who's doing the stuff. Okay, there was a German national and his wife. They were killed in Cebu, right outside Cebu. I think going toward Argyle somewhere, where they let the wrong people in their house. They knew they had a safe in there. Well, you know, the bad guys show up and they're torturing them, trying to get them to open the safe. But they killed the man first. They end up killing the lady. Hell, they knew the same night who did it. Now, I think they eventually caught him. I was impressed. I was like, wow. But that's how it is over here. Well, actually, man, the Philippines has good internet. Honestly. It didn't used to be that way. Now, at these hotels and Airbnbs and stuff, I can't speak for it. But if you got a place and you get a good Globe account, a good Smart account, PLDT, they got several others now. You'll be shocked, man. I've got great internet, man. I don't have a problem. Now, I can't have 10 gadgets going at once. C1 World Over says, question about One Health Pass. Is that registration one time or every time visiting the Philippines? Every time. Your situation, your visa resets every time you leave the country. You can be here for one day, leave the country for one day and come back. You still have to do the same thing. Your tourist visa starts over. You need a new One Health Pass starting over. It all resets. But that's a good question. Again, if you're new here, the exchange rate is 56.18. That's incredible. It's a great time to have dollars over here right now. I'm going to have to send myself some money today because the banks are going to be closed tomorrow. Thanks, RLV, for that information. I thought the holiday was actually today. The National Heroes Day is actually on Monday, the 29th. And they celebrate the unknown. Let me read this right. They're commemorating the unknown and valiant heroes who fought for the freedom and pride of the Philippines from Spain, the USA, and I would add the occupation by the Japanese. Robert says, use your Visa or MasterCard for as many purchases as possible. Lowers your cash withdrawals. I did that in Mexico. Save money. Yeah, I figured that out about a week ago. I was like, it's the only time I'm really getting the real exchange rate with my credit card because it's coming from my U.S. I'm paying it with my U.S. There's no withdrawal fees. I'm just paying my bill, my credit card bill from my bank account at home. There's no fees or anything associated with that. And I'm getting the 56.18. When I go to the grocery store today, that's what I'm getting. With my Capital One MasterCard, Quicksilver, there's no international exchange. International fees associated with that. A bill says, I'm moving to the Philippines in March. I bought condos there, and I'm applying for a retirement visa. Yeah, that's a good plan if you can afford to do something like that. I love the chance said you need cash all the time if you're in the provincial areas. Yeah, even if you're in the city, because everybody doesn't take credit cards. So you have to use them as much as you can wherever you can. That's how you make up some of the money that you're losing. Yeah, we took that dog in. Well, actually, we didn't. Curly was given to us. This other little dog that's hanging around here now, we took him in. Not really, but the gate is always open. He can come and go if however he wants. Hey, Francis Gregory, what's up? Girl Stipbox says, aren't there any currency exchange fees with your credit card purchase? No. He said, last time I was in Europe, I had them. But it all depends on what credit card it is. I don't get any. Now, with my debit card, yeah, they charge me a foreign, an international fee when I purchase. But it's very small compared to if I go to the ATM or if I send money, Western Union or something like that. Isaiah Allen says, in your honest opinion, if someone is coming to the Philippines for only 2 weeks, should they focus on getting familiar with a city, the culture, and being a Joe before jumping into a relationship? Absolutely, I would. But everything happens so fast over here. This is your first time coming to the Philippines. If you're anything like me and you're really excited about being here, that 2 weeks is going to go so fast. And it's going to seem like you're in a dreamland. Everything is so different in contrast to where you're coming from. In my case, America. Even the slowed down lifestyle, everything is different. And that's what I was looking for. But I would. But it's just so hard because if you're 45, 50, 55, 70, and you come over here and you met a nice woman online, which, by the way, she's going to look better in person. See, that's when things start scrambling in your mind. You know, you're not thinking properly. It's easy to write this stuff down. Yeah, this is the right thing to do, Isaiah. But when she's standing in front of you like that, it's going to be different. Now, I don't care who you are. And that's what a lot of guys lose that battle, and they end up getting married or engaged or something that they probably shouldn't be doing. If they just give it a little time for the dust to settle. Steven said, Cal, we can use Metro Bank branches here in the U.S. and in Philippines. We just deposit here and get the USD converted to PH there the same day. See, I didn't know that. Where I'm from, Louisville, Kentucky, I don't think there's many banks that are affiliated there with the Philippine banks. Sam Champion said, Calvin, tell guys if they come over with U.S. dollars, make sure they get the crisp bills from a USA bank. Some banks in the Philippines reject old bills. They prefer mostly $150 bills. That's exactly correct. And they have to be perfect. Okay. Now you do have some exchange places here. Maryland knows a guy personally who would take, if your bill just has something written on it, they won't take it at the bank. They won't take it at the exchange places. But she's got a guy that he's a businessman. He has a remittance place. He'll take it, but he's going to pay you a little bit less than what you normally are supposed to receive. So if the exchange rate is 56, he may give you 52, which is better than carrying around 100 with just a tiny slit in the side. They have to be perfect. No writing on them. But yeah, you're right. But some banks don't even exchange money anymore. My bank doesn't exchange money. So you just have to be careful. But Save More Grocery Store, which is part of SM, they have one of the highest payout rates of any place. Now they take 0.4 pesos for every dollar. That's not even a half a peso per dollar. That's the lowest. Normally, these people are taking 2, 3, and 4 pesos per dollar. So if you can't find a bank, go to the Save More grocery stores. It's part of SM, and they've got a strip of places up. Information, money exchange. You'll see it when you go in the store. That's where you want to exchange your money. They give you a good rate. A world traveler making a change says, "Hey, Calvin, great live as usual. Calvin, I need a contact number for Dana Middleton. My son is in Europe. He's trying to find a good airfare to bring his family to the Bahamas." Okay, I'll give you Dana's. Here's his. Wait, I'm gonna have to look it up. But I'll give you his email. I don't have a contact number for him. Yeah, that's what I said. If you have any kind of writing on the bill, they're gonna reject that. It's man, they're strict over here. If you don't believe me, come over here. You're gonna see. It's gonna drive you crazy, and you'll be mad. And I remember the Save More I'm telling you about, right? I go there every single day. They see me every single day. One day, me and Merlin, we had $200 bills, perfect $100 bills. Well, guess what? I didn't have my passport, but I had my driver's license. They wouldn't take it. I'm like, see, if I hadn't been over here for so long and know how it is, man, I would have been fired up. Because just for a split second, I was getting ready to say, you see me every damn day. But this is the Philippines, man. You got to respect that. Hey, thank you, man. He says, because of your videos, I'm making a second trip to the Philippines. How was your first trip? I know I was on cloud 9. I spent all my time in Lapu-Lapu, believe it or not, guys. Don't do that. But I did. And it happens to a lot of us. We get here, because I was with a 41-year-old, man, but she was a knockout, man. She looked like a miniature Raquel Welch. I'm not going to lie. And if it wasn't for her spilling the beans, she cut her own head off by telling me that foreigners usually come over here for younger women. I didn't know anything about that. I just got on a plane and came over here. I didn't know anything about that. She said, yeah, what are you doing with me? I'm 41. She said, usually they want younger women. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she broke it down to me, and hell, I filed that away. The minute I got off the plane, I ran in my house and got on the dating site and ended up meeting a 22-year-old. And that's how it is, but yeah, I stayed in Lapu-Lapu, man, but I had a great time. Yusuf Ahmad Beef says it's ridiculous they reject your American bills when I'm sure many Filipinos on the street would love to have those same bills. Almost makes me want to give it to them instead of the bank. Well, the bank, it's just how it is. You have to understand those type of games that are being played over here in places like the Philippines with counterfeit money and all that. But they want a perfect bill over here. And if it's not perfect, they're not going to take it. But there's other people who will take it. They're just going to pay you a little bit less. Now, see, this even gets even more ridiculous. He said, I was at an exchange place that would only take U.S. currency no older than 2017 series. I literally took out a wad of cash and flipped through each bill, picking out the ones 2017 and more recent. I was in Zamboanguita, and they wouldn't even take my crisp $20 bills. I had a stack of them. I think I had about $500. And we went into one of the places. They wouldn't take them. We had to get on the bus and go all the way to Robinson Mall. That's where I ended ended up exchanging. Absolutely. He said, Calvin, that story just proves if you let the woman talk, she'll tell you everything you want to know. She will, guys, but we're impatient. If she's faking, she can't hold it in. Eventually, she's going to spill the beans, or somebody's going to spill the beans. RLB says the SM group is being competitive now because of the challenge from Robinsons, Pure Gold, Shopwise, All Day, and now S&R and Landers. Some grocery prices of SM are now lower compared with others. I know that their exchange rate is great because they got a Pure Gold here in St. Carlos City, which Maryland's never taken me to it. I want to go in there and just to see what they have in there, but in 3 years, I've never been there. Bill Nichols says, I love the Philippines. Awesome country. I'm moving there, and I can't wait. I love it here, too. You know, the guy was talking about, and I put under there, you know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. I mean, it's so many places around the world. But if this happens to be the place for you, man, you're not going to find a better place. Is there some things that I have to give up? Absolutely. But minimal compared to the benefit that I'm receiving. And there's no perfect place. And I think we're old enough to realize that. There's no perfect place. You know, the guy was talking about, he was trying to put the Philippines down. You know, he's talking about, well, him and his wife, they can do, his Filipino wife, they can do so much more help in America by helping the Filipinos over here than they can if they were living here. I said, yeah, that's good. I said, but no innocent children are being gunned down in school over here. So, I mean, you know, we can do that. We can play that game all day long. There's self-travel vlogs. She gave y'all some real good information when she said this on my panel. She said, we don't like long-distance relationships. We like older men because they can stay here with us. They don't have to go back and forth. But see, y'all wasn't listening. Y'all just looking at the women. These women be telling y'all great information, guys, if we look at it. Juwan Ward said the previous vlog was good content. We all need to call male supremacy into question. I agree. But there's a game over here that you have to play. If you don't play the game, you're probably going to have it a little harder than the rest of us. Like I said, well, what's the game? The game is you get on the dating site and you date the women who want you. That's the game, guys. That's all it is. They want us. They're the ones who have the flashing red light on the top of their head saying, hey, I like foreigners. I'm available. I'm interested in you and what you have to say. That's the game. You open you up an account. You pay the 30-day fee. That's all you pay. You don't pay any more than that. You find somebody on there and you go on with your life. But you tough guys who say, oh, going online. You know, you Rico Suave types. You got to have a hard time over here. The guys with the egos and go, I'm not getting online. She don't really love me. Well, what's love got to do with it? I'm 59. I don't give a damn if a woman love me. Do you want them to love you? Yeah, you want them to love you, but I don't care. As long as you with me and you're adding to my happiness. You're not my happiness. You're not my God. See, these are the guys that have the problems. That's the guy who sent me that comment. Oh, well, I've got this, I've got that. Let her come to me. Okay, well, you're not playing the game. So you're going to suffer. But the happy guys over here, they'll play that game every day of the week, twice on Sunday. Hey, Freddie C says 67 days and counting. Now, you know, I'm looking at Marilyn now. She's getting ready to get in the shower. And I'm like to myself, why would I want to I'm not going to ask too many questions. Why would I want to rock the boat? I'm fortunate to be with a woman like her. Now, in my mind, she should be fortunate to be with me, but I can't worry about, it's none of my business what she's thinking. I'm not going to get into all the particulars. I'm my own man. But if I put all these stipulations and all of that on her, she's probably not going to be with me. She's probably going to be with somebody else, guys. Keep it simple over here. Hey, Seth Travel Box. And I meant to tell you, congratulations on your marriage. Seth is married. And if you think that the video I made the other day about some of the prettiest women in the Philippines prefer foreign men over 60, look at her situation. I think her husband was 67 when they got married, maybe 65 when 65 when they met or something like that. You know, he's got a good woman, man, you know, and Stephen K says, you think, Calvin, it would be better meeting a lady in the mall or coffee shop? If we've got that type of confidence, yeah, see, that's why I tell guys, you don't need to go on the dating site, but we do, Steve. I've had woman after woman after woman come on my channel and tell us how to meet women over here, but it's one thing to give us instructions and then we're going to follow the instructions. Beauty intimidates us from the West. We're afraid of these nice looking women, even these cute women. We're afraid to come up to them. We want it easy. So you got to go online where she's got the flashing red light. But most of the time, all you got to do is say hello. And, you know, and that's how to get it started. You know, where are you from? And then she say, oh, well, you know, see me, I've been over here long enough. If I met somebody at the bus station, for instance, the terminal, and we're buying noodles together, and I look over and say, hey, how you doing? You know, where you headed? She might say, I'm going to Bacolod. Oh, yeah, what part of Bacolod you live in? Something like that. Oh, yeah, I got a friend in Bacolod. You go like that, you slow roll it. But online, you don't have to slow roll it. Everything is going 1,000 miles an hour. She's already wanting to marry you and everything like that online. Everything is 100 times faster. And I think that's what it is. Hey, Danny, what's going on, man? He says, hey, Calvin, great to catch you on another live stream. Just finishing 88-hour, or what? 88-hour work week or workout? I think you're saying work week. Now, that is the hamster wheel that I'm talking about. And that last 1 minute motivation I was talking about was dissatisfaction. We can become so dissatisfied with our present circumstances that we undergo a metamorphosis and a complete change. We become somebody totally different. And that's what I was talking about. And an 88-hour work week would make you transform like that. If you didn't save money before, you'll start saving money. Anything to get out of that situation, man. Daryl Foremost said, province women raised with values make great wives if you're looking for a wife. Yeah. Well, even a city woman raised with great values will make a good wife if that's what you're looking for. And I'm glad you put that on there, if you're looking for a wife. Because a guy made a comment under I don't know why he put it under that 1 minute motivation video. He said, Calvin, you never talk about guys who aren't coming over here looking for wives and who just want to come over there for a peace of mind and to retire. And I said, I've actually done several videos on being single in the Philippines, but it's a small majority of men who do that. I mean, small fraction of the men who do that. They might come over here with that intention, but when you see what's waiting for you over here, it's a different mindset. It's easy to say what you're not going to do over there, But when you get over here and you see what could actually be available to you realistically, and I'm not picking on Seth Travel Vlog's husband, but look at what he's got. You think he could get that in America unless he was Howard Hughes or somebody like that? No, he probably came over here. I'm just gonna come over here and retire and whatever. You meet somebody like that, man, your whole outlook and attitude about life is going to change. Well, it's not true. Now, I'm going to disagree with you on this, and we can still disagree and get along. He said, in the dating site, the majority of them are playing games. Well, not really. See, here's the thing. They stick out like a sore thumb, Mike. But the majority of the women online are good women, believe it or not. We mess ourselves up because we're in such of a hurry. We don't have any patience. That's one thing we don't have over there. They have over here. If you go on there and you take your time, which you got to realize something. The majority of the guys that you see parading around here with these beautiful women, they met them online. The ones that they marry and have children with and build houses for, they met them online. What saves us is the women over here, the majority of them are not scammers. Otherwise, like I said, there'd be body bags all over the place. We don't know how to meet women. Nobody teaches us in America how to court a woman, how to date a woman. So we don't know. I'm trying to tell you my suggestion, my boots on the ground suggestions on how to make it easier for you. I'm trying to give you a lesson in how to date a woman over here. There's a way that you move online. You almost have to move. You have to almost be invisible on that. The women who are always on those dating sites, yeah, the majority of those women always got their heads peeking out. The green light is on all the time. You don't want to fool with them because more than likely they're fishing. But you come over here to the Philippines, you get online, you take your time, or you take your time over there while you still got time. You let it marinate while you at work. You punch on a profile that hasn't been seen in 2 or 3 days or whatever, 48 hours. Now you go on to work, you let it marinate. Then you do that 4 or 5 times. Pretty soon, one of them's going to get back with you. And that's the one that you pursue. I did Maryland like that. Hey, Ed Roach, thanks for that super chat. He said, cuz, read my previous email. Well, it's hard, man. I'm going to tell you something. To keep up with this stuff, Ed. Y'all think I'm going all the way back. Okay, here. I found it. Luckily. He said, greetings, almost cousin and everyone. I just called Dana. He said it's okay to pass his phone along to the person that asked. Just call him. So it's okay with you to post his info or send it to your email. I don't have his phone number. I don't have Dana's phone number. Why don't Dana just come over here and give him his phone number? Wouldn't that be simple? Or if he's watching, I don't have it. Yeah, he said, I want to go to the Philippines just to rest, relax, explore, and see what happens. Yeah. And what's going to happen is you're going to see one of these beautiful young ladies is eventually going to catch your eye. But that's the right attitude. I'm over here getting Dana's email for him real quick. Yeah, Dana's mad at me because of this monk mode thing. And, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean anything bad. Okay, Dana Middleton at Dana Middleton at I'm just copying it right here, guys. Let me cut out here. Okay, I'll put it right here. Yeah, he's mad at me because I wasn't talking about him. I never heard that expression before. Monk mode. And, he said I was on him. I wasn't on him about his long distance relationship ending. I just said that's a perfect example of what we're talking about, guys. When you sit there and you have these long distance conversations with these women for months and months and months, and then somebody else comes over here, they're looking for somebody that's going to come over here. They're not trying to talk to you online forever. They want somebody who's going to come over here. And, you know, the early bird gets the worm. Yeah, you know, but I can't control that. I promise you, I have no ill will toward anybody. Man, if you only knew how well I've got it over here, why would I want that? The point is, the truth, people don't want to hear the truth. And so I said, okay, turn the channel then. That's all I'm saying. But we're just having a conversation. We're not, you know, attacking anyone. I mean, imagine what I go through. I tell y'all guys all the time. Why would I want to then turn around and do somebody else like that? Oh, wow, Larry. Oh, wow. He said, Larry Lindsay said, I had a good time in the Philippines. I'm going home soon and get back to work and be back in April. Sorry I didn't have the time to visit you, Cal. Maybe next time in April. But I tell you what, I knew you wasn't going. A lot of guys don't have time, man. You get over here and you see what I'm talking about. You're not going to have time. You know, you're going to be thinking about me. I said that already. You're going to be a prisoner of romance. Sharon Lapu Lapu told y'all, you're going to be kidnapped. And that's okay. D. Gordon says, it says Travel Vlogs, your wedding was very nice and you looked absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, we ought to give a shout out to Says Travel Vlogs, you know, for getting married. I mean, it did. I saw her pictures on her Facebook. It was a beautiful thing. 907 Living says, Dana, the nurse that brought the girl a house, he never even went and checked out in person. No, that's not Dana. You're talking about Danny, but see, man, you guys don't realize Danny got a fox over here. Okay? Trust me when I tell you. I've met his woman, seen her up close. She's fine as hell. And those guys that pick on Danny, they're jealous. You know, he had already seen her before. I mean, he spent so many weeks with her before. I mean, he already seen the lady already. Okay, here's Danny right here. Thanks for that super chat, Danny. He says, I meant to say I just finished an 88-hour work week with another 16-hour shift tomorrow. Wow. They have been offering critical pay here at the hospital. I'd be crazy to pass it up. I hear you, man. But unless they taking ATMs in the grave, man, be careful. But yeah, the guy just made a remark about you, and I told him, I said, Danny, these guys are jealous, man. A lot of these guys are. This man's got a beautiful woman. I'm talking about, she's got 2 or 3 kids, but I don't care, man. He's fine as hell. And she loves him, man. They got a real relationship. And I don't see why anybody would want to discourage that. I pick on anybody about that. I mean, I tell you what, it's not many like that over there where for people like us. Like I said, they love to recycle over here because I surely was at the bottom of the scrap heap over there. I was earning great money over there. It wasn't enough. I'd had to earn 2 or 3 times more to attract the type of women I attract over here. I didn't make the rules, and I'm not apologizing. The earth is 197 million square miles. Who says I got to stay over there where only 4% of the population is? Come on, guys. Beach of Life says, I was kidnapped. I got the land and grab treatment. Yeah, you're going to get it. Yeah, now, you know, I have to agree with you there because beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You know, But remember though, that 8 and 9 that you're running after, they're gonna have some big time competition. You got some big time competition. I don't need an 8 and a 9. I don't need an 8 and a 9, to be honest with you. I'm my own man, but I do need a woman. But she doesn't have to be an 8 or 9. I don't have to put that. How can I expect an 8 and a 9 and I'm a 4 at the most? And see, that's the unrealistic expectations we're running from, we're bringing over here. Okay. Where's the guy on here, Harold Teal? He brought that yummy 6. Give me a yummy 6, man. I'm happy. Especially if she's 24, 25 years old, no kids, graduated from college, pleasing personality. And you guys don't know, you never really been here. You never really spent any time over here. I'll take a yummy 6 over here in a minute. Yusuf says, Calvin, I started talking to a Filipino from the dating site, but I don't know how long that would last. But I told her I'm willing to meet her, but I have to meet Sunshine Shoulders too. Well, don't make it too long, guys. That's the problem. First come, first serve. Whenever me and Marilyn are able to finish this video, I'm going to ask her on screen. She's going to tell you she was chatting with 2 other men. Actually, she had a chat mate that they were getting ready to hook up. But guess what? I was already here. I made it to her first. And that's really all it is. If they're online, they want you to come over here. They don't want to sit there and talk to you. Now, if you're sending them money all around the clock and they're one of those type, yeah, but majority of the women on there, they're trying to really meet you to get you over here to hook up and all of that. But if you're just going to sit on there and talk to her for months and months and months. I can see in the lockdown, but see, now that it's open, man, you guys, you just don't know what's going on. I'm going to have that next month, Robert. He says, when's the next Sunshine Shoulders beauty pageant? Next month. But I'm going to do it different. No more voting. We have 3 Filipino judges, 3 of my subscribers going to be the judge. Excuse me. I'm going to be the tiebreaker if in the need of a tiebreaker. Building the Philippines with Wilma and Greg says, hi, Calvin. I've been married to my Filipino for 21 years. We're building our dream home in Darwin. Started a channel, Building the Philippines with William and Greg. Love to meet you someday. Hey, shout out Wilma and Greg, and check out his channel. Put your link up here. Darwin's a nice place. I lived in Zamboanga for 2 months before, and I loved that area around that way. I think Seth's Travel Vlogs lives in Darwin. El Hova 29 said, I know you give advice to Joe's. What's the one word advice you would give a John? First thing that comes to mind is, make sure that you get a physical, man, and she get a physical. Just make sure it's clean. Because it's expensive, either way. And, make sure you bring enough money. That's what I meant to say, too. Make sure you bring enough money and enough, condoms to do whatever it is you're trying to do. And don't get married. See, people, they misinterpreted my video about bar girls, make good housewives. It went over their head. You can't choose your viewers. The whole point of the video was you don't know a bar girl from a regular girl. There's no way for you to tell her. She's got all the qualities that a regular Filipina has. Once she gets out work and she puts on the little skinny jeans and the little short shorts and the little conservative clothes they wear, there's no way that you would know. And I'll need to remind you that there's many, many bar girls that are successfully married to foreigners right now. when the bars were open and everything, when the bases were open and everything, a lot of times that's who we were marrying. Okay, yeah, here's Danny. I'm shocked that he don't have 1,000 subscribers already. But yeah, let's get him on up to 1,000. Next time you get some time, Danny, join the panel. We'll try to push you over that 1,000, man. Now you won't know about the tattoos anymore. Not anymore. This is Theo Adventurer Isa Trinity. Because regular women have tattoos now. Remember Donna and baby Denise that I helped a long time ago? She's got tattoos, man. Now, you know, now the regular women have them. Go to the gym because you know there's a lot of fitness fanatics here. Go to the gym, you'll see it. Hey, thanks, Beach of Life, for everything you do. Ed Rose, cuz talking about your money, I enjoyed the vlog about that house for 260. You have the owner's contact information. It's actually in that video. But that house is not going to be available. Trust me. In San Carlos City, a house like that for 15,000 pesos, that's the clay. The Philippines is clay mentality I tell you guys about. It would only take you, I guarantee you could take $1,000 US and freak that house out. All it needs is some paint. Clean that yard up and put some paint in there. And that's all you need. Go ahead and fix them 2 bathrooms in the back. Because one of the businesses, I said, look, if you want to try to open a business over here, which the guy I'm trying to get on my live stream, he's a Filipino citizen. He owns businesses here. He helps foreigners to get businesses. I said, well, what type of visa do I need to have to open up a business? Can I do it on a tourist visa? He said, yeah, if you've got that I-card, he called. He was talking about the ACR card. He was running down to me. I said, man, why don't you come on here and tell my viewers this stuff? But anyway, you could go behind the scenes on a house like this. Rent that for $15,000. It's 3 bedrooms. Man, you could rent them bedrooms out and just, have that whole house as an Airbnb or something. You could triple your money, really. I mean, that's really a steal right there. And it's got the papaya, the malunggay. I'm talking about, he had malunggay trees all up and down the side of that fence. Go back and watch that video. Man, they use that for soup. You have to walk around here, Marilyn's mother does, and pick off them trees and get a big bowl, but it's right there in your yard. Then he has all the coconuts in the back, papaya. Man, trust me. Hey, thanks, Jason Bouchard, for the super sticker. He says, Calvin, I'm an outsider. I see older vloggers with hotties in their early 20s, and it makes me cringe. Do you think that it's simply Western thinking, or is there a universal aspect to it? Well, there's a universal aspect to it. Men and women, we're equal, but we're not the same. Women mature a whole lot faster than us physically and mentally. And now, when you talk about young hotties, what are you talking about? Okay, like the guy who came to visit me the other day, Derek from LA, he's 44. The young lady, Amy, I think her name is, I'm pronouncing that wrong. She's 26. You don't think she was a hottie? She was. I don't see anything wrong with that. Okay. Remember, Filipino years are different than French years, American years, English years. Because Filipinos, they start out earlier cooking, cleaning, watching the kids, washing the clothes and all of that. They're about 7 years older. Remember to put that on top of, so if you meet a woman 26, she's like 33 for real. But They're grown. You're considered an adult at 18 now. Your maturity, I don't know, but it doesn't make me cringe. It's never made me cringe. I don't know why. When I first started coming over, I was 45, and the woman I met at first was 41, then 22, turned out to be 18, and then my son's mother, she was 25, but we looked good together. There wasn't nothing cringy about that. Now, when you see, I did see one instance though, Jason, that did make me cringe. I was one of the first times I came to the Sabusan, had to be 2009. There was an American. He had to have been maybe 28, 29, just looking at him. And the girl he was with couldn't have been no more than 14 or 15. And that's the only time I ever cringed. But he played it off. He had the mother and the little brother with him. But it was obvious this girl, she was 16 at the oldest. It's the only time I cringed. But most of the time, it don't look cringy. I don't know why. And remember, a lot of the guys who come over here, they don't go with these young women. Thomas Phillips, and he don't mind me saying his name because hell, how many Thomas Phillips is it? He was over. As a matter of fact, he's in St. Carl City now, but he was here a couple of weeks ago. He came over here with his woman. I guess his woman's about 40, really. Majority of the time when you see these guys, even John was 61 and Janessa was 26. They didn't look that cringy. It's not as bad as you really think. Wow. Jason, no, hold on. Yeah, he's right. At Jason Bouchard to show Anglo sensibilities. Older men all over the world have young paramours, standard for the French man, Southern European men, rich men everywhere. This is old stuff. Yeah, I don't think it's cringy anymore. Now, do they really accept it over here? They tolerate it. No one's going to bother you. No one's going to look twice at you over here. Robert Dane says, my 72-year-old friend is burying his 59-year-old son today. Wow. In Southern California, time to ask myself, how much am I guaranteed? His ATM card is no good today. Wife and 2 kids, poor fellow. Well, see, that's why I'm here, Robert. And I think you know that. We communicate every day. I think you know that's why I'm here. My father passed away at 61. My mother was 62. And it was only when my mother died that something hit me, that death was a reality. Because up until then, I was in denial about dying. But when my mother died, it woke something up in me. I was like, man, I got to make some changes. And that's how I live my life today. I live it one day at a time, for real. I get the most out of every day that I possibly can, most out of every minute that I possibly can. And I'm trying to get Marilyn into that same, she's getting better, trying to get her into that same mindset, because over here, they move at a different pace as you. And that's something that causes a lot of problems. And it's something that's going to drive you crazy. They procrastinate. We call it procrastination. It's just their pace of life over here. But we call it procrastination. It's just the way they do business over here. You can't change the Philippines. And I think a lot of us, that's what we try to do. You can't change the Philippines. Hey, Stephen Corwin. He says, just received my ACR card on the way to becoming a Filipino. Good vibes. Yeah, anytime, Jason. But yeah, it's not cringy over here anymore. Very seldom. Okay, friend of mine, Doug, that plays tennis with me. I'm pretty sure he's in his early 60s. His wife, I think, is 30, 31 or something like that. They're married now. I went to their wedding. They just didn't look, it just doesn't look that cringy to me. Maybe because I've been over here so long. I don't know. And I'm used to seeing it, but They look good together. I don't, it doesn't look out of place to me. Ed Roche said, yep, that house is nice. I'm calling the embassy in D.C. about business boat car license on Monday. I just spoke with the Philippine consul in Miami on Friday and gave the links because some things have changed. The guy called that I'm going to have on the panel on Tuesday, he's starting an expat forum up in Manila that's going to be able to help expats with everything you're talking about on here, Ed. Yeah, and see, I don't see anything wrong with that because now that he's dead, what difference does it make to him? I think you're only going to do the right thing when you come over here and you meet somebody. I've given her, this is my insurance policy for Maryland. Maryland right now, because remember, in October, it'll be 1 year we've owned this lot and house, and now we built the gate and the guest house. It's doubled in value already. She's rich already. I don't have a problem if I dropped off today and I left her this. Because, guys, you're going to get far more than your investment if you're with the right woman. You can't get something for nothing. They don't want you over here for nothing. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, though. A younger woman is set up if she marries a younger man and he dies. What's the big difference? Well, you want something for nothing? Hey, Maurice, welcome, and thanks for your support, man. Yeah, because, this is another, let me read it first. Believes in Edwin. Great point, he says. Calvin, only in America, if you're older walking with a younger woman, people are looking at you weird. This is what I'm telling you about when we bring our Western thinking over here. We think that everything works the same way over here as it does in our own country. This is the piece of thinking that we really have to get rid of if you're going to live your best life over here. Because it doesn't. It doesn't. Hey, thanks, Philly Dunn. He says, Philly Dom, I'm sorry, Sad Dude 0007. He said, Cal, salute. He said, El Hover said, brother, it's a great life you're living. I appreciate you sharing it with us. But that's the only way I'm going to be able to keep it. If I give it away, I'm giving it away, man. That way I can keep it. I want to show you that this is just one option of many options you have. But you come over here and you're able to fit yourself into the situation over here, man, you can't beat it. Philippines is like clay, man. I'm telling you. All the ingredients is over here. The low cost of living, the weather, the women, it all is over here. You could take that clay and fashion out of it the lifestyle of your dreams. Or you can just take the clay you don't want to do anything with and set it on the table. That's all you're going to have. Is it the Stradivarius violin, or is it the man who picks it up and can play the damn violin? Which one is it? See, this is what we have to look at. The Philippines is not going to change. But can you come over here and then create something out of what's given you over here? See, that's the guys who live, the people, not just men, but men and women who live their best lives over here. I love LaChan says, in spite of being older than my wife, her family was very happy that I married her. The age difference didn't matter to them. This is a great point. What matters to them is if you're going to take good care of their daughter or their sister or their auntie or auntie. That's what matters. They're looking at your character. If age was all, that would be in your wildest dreams that age is the only thing they worry about. What if they worried about your looks instead of the age. Then what? Okay. See, we're not even really thinking about how good we really have it over here. I'm so glad that they're not as hard on us as over in America. Yeah, this is right. You know, you gotta be rational, guys. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not better than anybody else, but my mother taught us to be that way. Look at things as they really are, you know. Yeah, can you adapt? And this is what it's all about. Because the Philippines ain't gonna change. You ain't gonna change it. But if you can come in here, adapt, assimilate, move around, and kind of learn your way around this place, man, can you have a life, man? A life that I would never give up, man. Yeah, I mean, you know, I did a video of what I wouldn't give up to go back to America. I'm not giving it up, man. I've got true freedom over here, and that's what Don was talking about today. We've got real freedom. Y'all may think you got freedom over there, but the bank owns your house, owns your car. You punching that clock every day. That's not freedom to me. Freedom to me is what the life I'm living now. It's just my definition of freedom. I'm not putting anybody down for that. But I'm talking about if you want to be truly free. I'm truly free today. All I have to do is pay my taxes. That's it. A crazy fun duo says, how much dollars is a good average to retire in the Philippines? How many people is in your family? Is what, you know, are you single? Are you married? Since you got duo, I would say for a married couple, I would say at least $2,000 US per month. And you're going to live extremely well over here. No, I don't plan on ever doing a business. Now, will I help Marilyn and her family somewhere down the line with a simple business, like maybe build an apartment building where all they have to do is collect the rent, something like that? Yeah, but me, no, I don't come over here. I didn't come over here to work. That's part of being free. I don't have to work. I've got my insurance, renewal income coming in, money that I earn from YouTube, and then I'll be 62 shortly. So no, I didn't come here to work. But this guy, he has a lot of great ideas. This Don guy, he's a Filipino citizen, although he grew up in America. He's been back. Well, he's left America in 2011, and he's supposed to send me a link because he's building small houses. Man, this guy's got some great ideas. He's building these 420 square foot houses that you can take anywhere you want to go. And I said, man, that's right on the avenue that a lot of these guys that watch my channel are looking for. Somewhere in that 1 to 1.5 million peso range. He said you can just put it on the ferry and take it wherever you want to take it. Oh, yeah. I saw this too, Mike. He came and stayed in the guest house, him and his. Now, yeah, he's 56 and she's 34. But she don't look 34. She probably looks 24. And he's got a beautiful woman. And see, that's what I'm saying. It don't look cringy. They look at him. They look at them because he's taller and she's shorter, right? And he asked Marilyn, and Marilyn told him why. Because in their mind, they're thinking, can she handle him? This is the way they think over here. All right. Can she handle him? Because all her friends asked her the same thing about me. Oh, you're welcome. AC King says, I'm all for a fair exchange. She's going to expect something from me, and I'm willing to give it to her, but I'm expecting something from her too. If we can come to an agreement, we got something. Well, see, that's playing the game. You're going to come to an agreement. But when you talk about it, it seems cringy, and that's why people don't want to talk about it. So a guy that used to come on here called Mike, he came up with, I called it pay for play. He called it the unspoken agreement, which more describes it than anything else. As long as we don't talk about it, it's okay, but it's there. It's the unspoken agreement that I'm going to give you everything you want, and you're going to give me everything I want. It's not a fair exchange. It is a trade-off, but it's not a fair exchange. But as long as everybody's happy, what difference does it make? But see, AC King, you're going to do fine whenever you get over here because you're willing to play the game. You're not pushing back. You're not going to say, oh, no. You're not going to demand that she loves you. You're not going to demand that she wants you for you and all that stuff. You know that somewhere down the line, that's going to work itself out. But in the beginning, you're willing to play the game like I was. I didn't even know about the game in hell. I was playing it when I got over here. Only did I, when I realized that the game, I said, well, hell, I love the script. You know, I love the role that they've given me. I'm the star of the show. Who doesn't want a role where you're the star? I love that kind of script. But our egos get in the way, and we mess everything up. Oh, I'm not giving you anything. It don't take much to really put a woman on a whole other level over here. It takes a small fraction of what it takes. You can take a woman out in America, right? I'm talking about really like take her to a nice concert, or then dinner, and then, you know, you got to drive her there and all of that. Probably, you know, I'm not going to say you're going to buy an outfit, but sometimes you may have to buy her outfit. You spent about 10,000 pesos. You can give a woman, that's just for one night. You can give a woman that for the whole month. John was giving his girlfriend, man, you know, Janessa, you haven't seen Janessa in real life, and she's fine as hell. He's giving her 12,000 pesos per month. You know, he said that's it. You know, John was frugal. He wasn't cheap, but he was frugal. He was in between cheap and frugal. And she was happy with that. And of course, he was happy. But you know, Tom Cruise types that come over, some guy says, well, I ain't got to worry about, I'm 6'2", I'm this, I'm that. I said, I don't care what you are. You're a foreigner, and you're going to get treated just the same way as somebody 5'2". Filipinos aren't that shallow. They're not looking at that. Will Sutton said, Calvin, will you be taking your Social Security early when you turn 62? When I turn 62. And that's just my choice. You know, we were talking about that today, me and Don, about we love to argue in America. We'll argue about that. I can say I'm taking a man at 62, and there's be somebody over here, oh, you're going to lose this and this, that. You need to be 67. Now, if I was still in America, maybe I would think about going to 67 because of the tax ramifications, and because I know that if I'm over there, I'm not going to stop working at 62. So then it's going to limit how much I can earn and all this and all that. But I'm over here in the Philippines. I'm no longer going to be working over there. I'm going to receive 5 years worth of Social Security checks by the time somebody who takes it at 67 receives theirs. And he's going to have a big advantage because now he can work as long as he wants and earn as much as he wants and won't be penalized. See? But I don't plan on working anymore from the neck down. I don't plan on working like that. So I won't mind if I'm fortunate enough to live to be 62, then that's what I want. Hey, Thomas, Philippine Life, he said, how's it going, Calvin? Still optimistic about getting over there to meet you guys. Come on over, man. It's always a good time. A guy asked me, he said, what's the best time to be in to visit the Philippines? Anytime. James Wright said, hey, Calvin, I hear everyone speaking on the older man, younger woman relationship. Do you see any closer age, older couples there? Absolutely. If so, why not speak on those relationships also as closer age wrong? Well, I just said that. I said most of the guys that you see over here, they don't have these young women a lot of times. Howard, the guy that I played tennis with, he's probably in his either his late 40s or early 50s, and his girlfriend is in her mid 40s. They look great together. She's nice looking, you know. That's what you mainly see women like Marilyn, Sharon Lapu. You see that, but you do you see a lot of the 60-year-old men with Jim from like of the True Girls or any of them girls there? Yeah, they're gonna date older guys. They said it. Do you see a lot of that? Yeah, but it doesn't look cringy because they're not young looking. You know, Jim is 30. I think Cheryl is 33 or something. The youngest one is 26. Then one of them's 29, is coming 30. Those aren't, that's not to be cringy. Cringy is when you see these. We was in Alona Beach in Panglao, Bahal a few weeks ago. And we saw this foreigner, European, he had to have been maybe 60 or something like that, and was with a young lady. She looked about the same age as Sahara, our 16-year-old. Didn't look much older than that, but who knows? She could have been 18, but it would look cringy. I didn't really look at it a lot because, it's none of my business. But Maryland, if the Filipinos look at it and, and think something about it, then it probably is cringy. But to me, it's none of my business. It didn't even occur to me. Robert Dame says, any woman that looks good in my T-shirt is fine with me. I can find her now in my mind. I can see her now in my mind cooking breakfast. How do you want your coffee, Sir Robert? Yeah, it's just some unbelievably. As you get older, see, as a younger guy watching this, he's probably still chasing the American dream over there. He's probably got women chasing him over there. But as you get older in America, I don't have a problem with the women, guys. I have a problem with my choices. I don't want to look over and see a 59-year-old woman. Unless I'm 89, then she's probably going to look good to me. And I think that's what you have to come to grips with. And it's whatever you want. It's whatever you desire. But I want somebody nice looking with a nice body that can keep up with me. Even though I'm 59, man, I work out, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I'm in good shape. So that's what I want, and a lot of times that's what men get when they get over here. They're at that age where they want the eye candy. And there's plenty of eye candy over here, man. Okay, he said, Thomas Philippine Life says, I'm still looking for property, but the wife doesn't want to leave Cebu. Do you know of anyone there in around San Carlos that might have some land for sale? There's always land for sale, but if your wife doesn't want to leave Cebu, don't leave Cebu. Happy wife, man, especially over here in the Philippines. And that's one of the big suggestions when guys say, well, where should I live? Wherever your girlfriend lives, if you really want to. See, Filipinos are super women, but you can take away from their superpowers when you take them out of their natural environment, take them where they're most powerful, which is in their area where they grew up or in their own country. When you take them to America, then they just become regular women now. All of a sudden, they get lost in the shuffle. You take away their superpowers. Over here, man, Maryland's got superpowers, guys. I promise you. But if I took her to America, she'd be just another woman. She wouldn't know nobody. She wouldn't know how to get anything done. She'd be lost. She wouldn't have any power. But over here, she's got superpowers. So, yeah, I would say, man, stay in Cebu. Cebu Island, Just stay on Cebu Island. You talking about San Carlos, man? This place is close over there. Argyle, Bantayan Island, Malboal. Look at those places in Cebu before you coming way over here. And the land's probably going to be a lot cheaper. Because remember, San Carlos City is a second-class city, one of the cleanest cities in all the Philippines. So you look for land over here, you got to get it either in the mountains for it to be cheap, in the province for it to be cheap, but anywhere in the city proper, anywhere like that, you're going to pay some of the highest prices you'll pay in the Philippines, believe it or not, right here. But I would say, yeah, wherever your woman wants to live, that's where you want to live. Don't complicate it. I love the chance saying, hey, I on the eye candy. Absolutely. I wanted eye candy. She don't have to be a 10, but hell, she's going to be a 10 to me. She's going to be a 10 compared to Big Shirley over there. You know, I'm going to tell you, man, I'm satisfied right now because I'm my own man. And I've got a woman that I admire, man. You know, Marilyn works out. You know, she's not going to, a lot of guys will look at her and say, well, she's not a 10, but she's a 10 to me. She's slim, thick, man. It works out, man. Got some of the most beautiful legs. And, you know, it's still there. And I'm not fooling myself to think that I'm some 10. I'm a 3.5 to 4. So I'll take a yummy 6. And she's certainly a yummy 6. James Wright said, who's more trustworthy in your opinion, the 30-something-year-old or the 50-year-old? Is there a difference once you're over 30? Philippine culture is so thick, man, that if you get a woman here, a good woman, there's no upgrade. I don't care if she's 25. She may have a different face and maybe a different body, but all you're going to be doing is starting over. A good woman is good as it gets over here. You find a good woman. The problem is we don't know what a good woman is. Filipina knows a good man. That's why she's going to hold on to you when she finds you. When she finds what she's looking for. With us, it's different. We don't really know. So we say, well, if I can get her this easy, I can get somebody else. I did that. I messed up. I did that before. Man, it don't get any better than my son's mother. It don't get any better than that. Just like it don't get any better than my wife. It don't get any better than Marilyn. But now I know. See, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay right here with Marilyn because it's not going to get any better. What? She may have a different face. That's all. I'm going to be starting over. I spent a lot of money over here starting over. I'm not trying to start over no more. I know a good woman over here now. She's loyal. She's family oriented. She leaves me alone. I can go and come as I want to here. She doesn't bother me because she trusts me. Yeah, but too young, you got to deal with this. It's going to be a threesome, guys. It's going to be you, her, and this phone, the younger that they are. So I'm just warning you. Even as they get older, but if you're involved in a threesome, you, her, and the phone, you're going to be in trouble. That's a red flag. Don't have that phone in your face all the time with me. You go out to eat. There's the phone. You talking to her, she's in the phone, you have to say, hey, 2 or 3 times to get her attention. See, you don't want that. And then you're always on the phone. Who are you chatting with all that time? I don't want that. I don't want no threesome. Yeah, and that's where we mess up. This is a great point. This is where we mess up. And let me give you a tip over here. A lot of times some of the best women over here are not the best looking, but they're the most loyal. A lot of times, man, the ones who will absolutely treat you like a king, they're not going to win any beauty contest, man. So if that's all you're looking for is that outside beauty, you're gonna miss out on a lot of quality women over here. I've seen it with my own eyes. Yeah, I hate that too, but the phone is more what I hate. I don't like that phone, to be honest with you. I don't want to have to share my woman with that damn phone. Because sometimes, guys, that can be one of the biggest mistakes you make is when you buy that, when you upgrade that phone. Because when you meet her, she's probably going to have the 2G or 3G technology phone, or even if it's a smartphone, it's going to be the dumbest smartphone, one of them old ones. They don't do a whole lot. All you're going to see is a square. It's just a square box. It ain't really doing anything. And what we do is we upgrade that phone, and really, that starts the problem, man. Wow. Yeah, that phone, man, it's just something. It's the threesome, guys. I ought to do a video on it, but I don't need to. Telling you about it now. Don't upgrade that phone. Let her use your phone. Because they stay on that thing. Infinite Lou says, I'm only buying sandals. Yeah, well, you got to, it's part of the unspoken agreement. Because when she shows up, she don't have a whole lot. Now, Marilyn was different because, see, Marilyn, she goes to even to this day, when she could buy just about anything she wants, she gets her clothes from the okay, because in their mind, it's a better quality than going to the store. So we'll go to the mall and she won't see anything she likes in the mall. The next thing you know, I see her with some shorts on, like, well, you get them. I like them. Okay, 25 pesos. She's into that. But it's something from, like, she had a workout outfit on the other day. It was all pink. It was Under Armour. I'm like, well, where'd you get that? She said, okay. Yeah, now this is a great idea. You can have the best of both worlds. Like Alex of Living Abroad. Now he says that's not his girlfriend, but I tell you what, he let that go. He's gonna be stupid. But he says that Palm's not his girlfriend. He said they're just real good friends, and he's got the best of both worlds. He's over in the Philippines with her. I mean, she's a very attractive woman, and her personality is so bubbly, and I'm like, man, she's 29 years old, but see, he's young. He's 35, so he's looking, man. She'd be under my wing forever. And see, she's 29, but she's not immature. She's very mature. When we were doing our video, when he was interviewing, I think I was interviewing him. No, he was interviewing me. She had went off and was sitting in a chair and went to sleep, by the ocean. See, Jeremy Wood says, I'm moving to the Philippines 7 days from now. I'll be in the air. Oh, man. Is this your first time coming to the Philippines? Yeah, you're right. But, you can't, he's at that age, remember Alex left he's way ahead of us. He left the rat race at 29. No, 22 or 29. I can't remember. They can't see me. Whatever it was, he's way ahead of us. So, he's on a whole other level of thinking, but, what one man's trash is another man's treasure. I sat right across from her. Trust me. He's got a yummy 8, probably. Something like that. Hey, Daryl, and her accent is different, man. It's totally different than Who's that out there? Somebody said owl. There. Oh, is that the lady? Hun, did you get the money? Okay, hold on. Come on in. Come on. That's the winner from. Come on in. The big gate. Good morning. The big gate. Yeah. Here. Is Sahara in there? Can she take the picture? Yeah, you can. Oh, okay. Excuse me, everybody. That's the winner from last night's spin wheel. Let me take this in there and get the picture. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, guys. That was the winner from last night's spin wheel. I'm kind of glad when they live here in St. Carlos because I don't have to go out to Luria and all of that. Hey, Yoda Darnell, thanks for that super sticker. Hey, Skinny Gorilla, thanks for that super chat. He said, San Carlos City is a first-class city. It's on my list to live. I'll take it over Cebu and Manila. Love the culture there. It's a great place, man. And people always ask me how I ended up here, only because of Maryland. I never heard of this place before. But we met in Dumaguete, and then we came here. I fell in love with the place. And, you know, she's from here, so I'm not going to take her superpowers away. This is where she's at her best, man. So if we moved anywhere else, because we were thinking about, before we built here, we were thinking about renting on Siquijor Island because we just want to live by the beach. And eventually we will have a little rest house, nothing fancy. We'll probably spend another $5,000, maybe another $3,000 for the lot, just a little small lot somewhere on an island where we can be close to the white sand beach. Jeremy Wood said, and for the first time, yeah, I'm coming there single, man. You're gonna have a great time, man. Nothing like coming to the Philippines for the first time. Do me a favor, hon. Can you give me a drink? Yeah. But yeah, we were gonna move to Siquijor at first. May Filipino Vlog says, I hope the men can find your dream wife. When are you going to come on my panel, ma'am? Collectibles for You says, I'm ready to come to the Philippines on a work vacation, a 3-month stay. Wow. That'd be nice. I didn't come here to work, but, you know, some people work remotely here. I could work remotely here if I wasn't retired. I'm retired, though. I don't want any more to do with work. But yeah, guys, I've actually went over the time. It went by so quick. It's 12:08 already. Wow. So I want to thank y'all so much for stopping by today. Thanks for all your super chats, super stickers, thumbs up. Yeah, I lost track of time, Gary T. He calls me brother, man. All your support, man. Check out check out our new channel, Miracles. This is a lifestyle channel. It's really Maryland's channel. We're trying to help people, you know, because this is a time right now, man. It's like a dark time over in America and different places, man. People need to be lifted up. And that's all I'm trying to do. is shed a little positivity into the world, man. Sam Chapter said, Calvin, I'm glad you made it through the NBA investigations with no issues. Hope that jackass who filed a complaint would just wither up and go away for good since he could not sink your ship. Yeah, they've always trying something, brother. Trust me. And these are grown men we're talking about now. I will never give them any. But I saw that Alex of Living Abroad, he's on their radar now. Somebody sent me a link of one of these clowns, the video, right? And the first few little lines he's talking about this living abroad. We're going to have to check him out and see what he's talking about. See, that kind of stuff, they only deal with guys whose channel is growing. See, Alex's channel is growing. They're jealous, man. They don't care nothing about the Philippines. They don't care nothing about the Filipino people. They just want to cause trouble. But I already put it out there in the universe to let me run into them while I'm out there. I would gladly get, if I'm going to get deported, then let me get deported for putting boots on the ground in their behind. Because that's all it is. You know, only cowards make those kind of channels, guys. I'm looking for my theme song. Yeah, check out Miracles. We're going to have a workout video later on today, me and Marilyn, and an interview. Nobody's ever did it before. Yeah, I'm going to stay cool. I don't let them bother me. But when I see them coming after guys like Alex, he's innocent, guys. He ain't doing anything wrong. Trust me. They just want to start trouble. They can't produce a good channel. Hey, thank you. HRA. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, we got to go to the grocery today. I'm glad Booby sleep. Maybe I can get some weed time with Marilyn. Take care, everybody.